Hello, and welcome. We are Scholars of Temperance.
We're a group of people dedicated to learning and sharing spiritual and metaphysical knowledge.
Our goal is to help bring balance to the world around us by sharing what we've learned in the topics we will cover.
We hope folks will resonate with some of the topics that we can continue their own journey of self-discovery.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Spud. I am your host today regarding to our Scholars of Temperance presents the Chakra Series. I am presenting to you the Heart Chakra today, which is the fourth installment of our series. What we do as a group of the Scholars of Temperance, we pretty much research into things that are usually metaphysical, and we create a PowerPoint, and then we like to share the information with y'all. Our mission is to be able to share the information that we look into in hopes to get you interested into something that you want to explore further, which our goal in return will bring balance to the world. So thanks for joining us, and let's go on our journey through our Chakra Series. We're doing Introduction into the Chakra Series, part 4 of 7, and we're going to gain some basic insight on what they are. So for today's class itinerary, we are what are chakras, a basic understanding, the heart chakra symbol. We just go through some aspects of it. How does the heart chakra affect you? Signs of being overactive or blocked, recommendations, and an activity that you can also do at home. So, what are the chakras? Chakras are believed to say they are wheels of energy that go through your body. They're all connected one-on-one. They start from the base of your spine all the way to the top of your head. The heart chakra in particular is special because it's right in the middle. So, getting into the heart of it, the heart chakra. This is the symbol of the heart chakra. A lot of them have similar qualities to each one. Mine has 12 lotus petals, and each petal is associated with one of the 12 virtues of a pure heart. They include love, harmony, empathy, understanding, purity, clarity, compassion, unity, forgiveness, kindness, peace, and bliss. There's no way I'll be able to memorize those. Another thing to look at, there are 2 triangles in the center that create a hexagon. This center is usually pointing up and pointing down. They symbolize the power of spirit and the power of matter coming together, the feminine and masculine in harmony. And then at the center of the chakra, usually you find a deity, an accompanying animal, and a seed symbol. And so for the next we're going to learn a couple different properties regarding to the heart chakra. We always go through the color, some different properties, elements, and things like that. So the heart chakra is green. The color green itself is widely associated with nature, growth, harmony, and representing positive and negative emotions and concepts. So this can involve regarding to renewal, hope, prosperity, but it also can symbolize envy and greed. In many cultures, green is connected to life, earth, nature, rebirth in the natural world. Regarding to physical properties, the only thing I can find is regarding to hearts and lungs and the thalamus gland. Thalamus gland is located between your 2 lungs, right by your heart. You can take the time to look up what it does. So, thalamus gland, just to let you know. So, issues, I'll go through those things or anything that affects. Another one is the mental properties regarding to the chakra itself. Obviously, heart is love, compassion, and emotional stability. This also includes regards to healthy relationships with people as well. The element for the heart chakra is air, and air is the lightest of all the elements. It also has a free flowing through the chakra, and be able to be a great, what am I thinking? A great source to be able to move energy through things. And then the last one is, what does it do? I have a lovely list of things of what it does. I'm going to try to use it as quick as possible and not so wordy. So one of the things the heart chakra does is love and compassion. It's considered the center of love, compassion, empathy, and forgiveness. Healthy relationships, promotes healthy relationship, build on trust, understanding, and unconditional love. Emotional stability, when balanced, the heart chakra can help individuals feel grounded and secure both mentally and physically. And then there's also a spiritual connection. The heart chakra is also seen as a bridge between physical and spiritual worlds, facilitating a deeper connection to oneself and the universe. And so, going back to the air, I looked at my notes wrong. For the element, it's least dense, and then gives you spacious flow associated with breath, which means life force. So, doing my notes wrong here. So, next is signs if you've been overactive or underactive. So if you are overactive, a couple things I've found is codependency, putting others ahead of yourself, inability to express boundaries, saying yes even if it's negatively affecting you, a yes man, giving too much to others and not yourself. So this probably speaks to a lot of people. Don't be shy, don't be afraid, it's normal. Or you can be blocked, which is feeling withdrawn, unable to empathize, feeling of isolation, overly critical of yourself and others, and unable to forgive. And then a small thing here regarding to either side, it's going to affect your heart, lungs, weakened immune system, high-low blood pressure. That's just pretty much either if you're over or under, it's those things are going to affect it in any kind of way. I'm assuming you'll probably get the same symptoms. So recommendations when you are out of balance. Pretty much, even if you're over or under, these are just things that will be able to help you just when you're out of balance and getting yourself into balance. Looking at other chakras in the past when I did for root, it's pretty much used the same things if you're under or over, so I figured I'd just clump things together. This will help you, items that can help you to bring you back into center. So that's how I'm going to present this here this time. So since you think of roses, hearts, roses, it goes together. So rose, rosemary, rosewood. Any of those scents work for you. Palmarosa, think palmarose, sandalwood, and I did see something, this is part of an inside joke. I saw that cardamom is also a spice as well. Mom would understand that. So the next one here is color, what to do with color. Incorporate green in your daily life, food, clothing. This week I did my nails green. I've been wearing all my green stuff. I wore this shirt this week at work. All my shirts have been green. Just incorporating green in your daily life. And I've been eating kiwis all day. I love that stuff. So for stones, there are several stones, actually plenty of stones you can use to heart. Surprisingly, or obviously, use green ones, green stones. And then because of the heart and heart associated with pinks and reds and things like that, you can incorporate those as well. So it's kind of a hybrid chakra. You can use different colors. So the stones that we're featuring today, we have malachite, which is, I think it's malachite, for emotional.
Malachite.
Malachite, hey! Okay, thank you. Malachite, it's for emotional healing. And I have a couple little quotes to kind of help you what you want your intentions with these rocks. So malachite is for emotional healing. I release all emotional blockages, and that is the green stone on top. Rhodonite? Rhodonite?
Rhodonite.
Rhodonite? Rhodonite for love and compassion, which is the middle one. The middle one right there on the right, which is my heart radiates kindness and compassion. I got this one. Green jade. Yeah. For balance.
Are you sure? Because it could be jade.
Green jade. Green jade.
I'm sorry.
No, we got green jade. So green jade.
That's
Jade. For balance and harmony, which is I attract harmonious relationships. And then frequency is 639 hertz. So I don't have a link or anything for that. But Andrea is going to present her next crystal bowl. So everybody go ahead and enjoy. While she's getting that fired up, if you want, I figure maybe we can do this for about 30 seconds-ish. If you want to relax and open your mind and your heart, while you breathe, if you can visually see, start looking for a green glow in your heart and focus on that and see that spread and get higher, like bigger. If you cannot see, but you can feel the warmth ball in your heart and focus on that and feel that spread outward through your body. So if you go ahead and sit back and relax for a little bit, we'll have this play out. Very nice, very nice. Yeah. Alright. Hopefully you all enjoyed that. That was actually, you can definitely feel it in your heart. I know it probably doesn't do it justice online, but in person you can feel it. So it's some good stuff. So for recommendations, when your heart chakra is out of balance, meditation. You can use your frequencies, you can use the color green, incorporate it while you do your meditation. If not meditation, just doing stretches. You know, I usually get myself in a state of mind when I'm stretching. I usually like to put on some music, a lot of incense, thing like that, just get yourself comfortable. And just kind of move where your body feels tight and rock back and forth and make weird poses, you know. Husband might question what you're doing on the floor. You look like a pretzel, so. Yeah. Breath work. That would be also too. Breathing in and out in the nose. Try to fill it in deep and fill your body up. Breathe with is always good. There's apps out there that can time things so long and help you remember to breathe in and out and be able to slow it down. Yoga, or long, slow stretching. Engaging in acts of kindness, meaningful connections with friends and family. This can be down to volunteer work or helping a friend out. Be able to have those moments to be able to connect with other people and putting your guard down and just be vulnerable with that other person. It's really important to be able to do that and be in a space that you can be able to be vulnerable. Practicing acts of self-love. This can be anything that would be able to make you feel good about yourself, even down to just putting lotion on your arms, your legs or something. It gives you more of appreciation of what your body is. And just putting in something for putting on lotion or anything can be a form of self-back love, or an everything shower. And then spend time in nature. Nature's green. Today, it's the right time for to be out in the nature. So spend time in a park, something like that. Green is everywhere. Alright, so pressure points when you're out of balance. I couldn't really find anything. So you know what? Heart and lungs. Hey, there you go, guys. Heart, lungs, and breast. So you can combine. Going back to recommendations, you can do the act of self-love to yourself by massaging your feet. You can hit everything on your foot. Then you have smelly lotions and potions and oils that you'll be able to go and hit those pressure points. Those are mainly all just on the pads of your feet. So you can really work that in and smell good. So for today's activity, and you guys can do it at home, is one of them is a great easy one is positive affirmations. Positive affirmations are actually a pretty simple way to do it. I have up here a couple examples you can go by in certain topics. I'll just briefly go through those a couple times at least once. For the activity for the people in person, I have some sticky notes and some pins. If you want to write something on a sticky note, you don't have to share because affirmations can be personal. So if you don't want to show or you want to put one, do one at home, I really encourage everybody to at least do some kind of positive affirmation. They're great to have. It's best to place in the place that you're going to be every day. So you see it on TV and movies. People put a sticky note on their bathroom mirror. That's one way you can be able to see it every day and read it and hear it in your head. Having that continuously fed into you will help you accomplish that goal or to be in that mood. Let's see. I used to do something like this at work. Actually, I still do it. Positive affirmations is great to do for other people as well. I call them love notes, and I do them at work. So if someone was having a bad day, I would just stick a sticky note of a heart on their desk. And then if they saw someone else having a bad day, they would take that sticky note and put it on someone's desk. And the sticky note was so gross. After a couple of weeks, we had to retire that sticky. I also do rotations at my work at other places, and so I usually sit at this other coworker's desk. So I leave her notes, little sayings and stuff like that. So her her manager told her that she had to clear off her sticky notes because her monitors were just covered in sticky notes, and we are customers facing. So she doesn't go over to my branch much, but when she did, she left me a couple. So I have them tacked in the back for my happy wall. So a couple different topics on the screen. You probably already had a chance to go through self-love and acceptance, forgiveness and healing, and relationships and connections. These are not my words. I cannot say that, but they are. I picked 3 out of the dozen different kind of examples, and I thought these ones would be the best to work with everybody. You're welcome to use one of these. So, what are you? So discussion time. If you guys ever want to discuss, and I'll tell a little bit about myself in a generalized regard to what I think I am, but what is everybody thinking after briefly going through this? Are you overactive, blocked, or do you see yourself having any of these physical issues that might be associated with the heart chakra? Disclaimer, we are not health professionals. Okay? If you're having symptoms of somewhere like this, please seek a health professional and don't assume that it's your heart chakra out of balance. So please see a health professional and to make sure that's good. And then next work on your spiritual aspect of your life to help you improve on some of those things. So after a little about me, and I really reflect on this. I am overactive all the time, depending on situations or certain things that go on. Instances, I can get myself blocked, but for the most part, I am overactive. I definitely have health issues that are in the physical aspect. Absolutely. Those are also contributed medically, so I got that checked out. So go to the doctor. Also, too, the thing about the heart chakra was really weird is this is the one I'm connected with the most. This is the one that I feel like I can control at times or tap into it. It's just a weird thing to say or describe, but depending if it's with customers or certain people, things like that, I feel like I do open it up more than cutting off, but when the cutting off happens, it's hard to really open it up again. That's so far what I've noticed, reflect on myself with the heart chakra. Would anybody else like to talk about reflections regarding to the heart chakra? It's a pretty powerful chakra, and it is definitely very personal.
I think I'm pretty balanced. I used to be overactive.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been codependent.
Yeah.
I've always been more of a loner. I can be around people, but I'm definitely more comfortable alone.
Oh yeah. Pretty much me too.
I, majority of my years, put others ahead of myself.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was mom
Yeah,
most of my life, even when I was mom.
that's a big role.
Boundaries, I don't have a problem with boundaries.
Or creating them.
Or creating them, or sticking to them. And if somebody gets close, I let them know. I've gotten really good at saying no. It's not a good idea for me to learn more skills at work.
That's hard.
I'm like, okay, I've got 4. Let me get really comfortable with these. I've technically only been there 7 months. Let me learn the.
It hasn't been
the
an eternity,
company.
guys.
Yeah, let me learn. It might feel like it, but it's only been 7 months. Let me get a little more comfortable with the company and how things work. I'm still learning and getting to know a lot of my coworkers.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody loves me. They think I'm awesome. I tell them they're awesome.
High five. High five. You're awesome.
I like dance and say hi. I'm like, oh, you're awesome. I have an awesome day. I spread bubbly positivity. I'm Rachel at work.
You should see me at work.
I don't give too much. I mean, I try and balance it.
Part of those boundaries.
Yeah. I spend that, if I'm not at work, or I'm not with you guys, I'm alone.
Mm.
So it's me and my cat, so we have lots of conversations.
So you're not alone. You got the cats.
I talk to the cats
You're talking to us. It's fine.
all the time.
I know.
I talk to the squirrels and the rabbits and the birds. I'm the crazy lady that lives in the big house. Goals. I am empathic, which at times can be a detriment.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'll start feeling something that's not good, and I'm like, is that me, or is that somebody else?
Mm.
And sometimes it takes a while to figure it out. Like if there's something going on, there's a lot of anxiety or anxiousness at work, it messes with me bad.
Mm-hmm.
Really bad. And I'm like, I'm trying to do my job. Most of the time I can forgive. There's specific people, it's a very short list,
Mm-hmm.
that will not be forgiven. Those are extenuating circumstances.
She has a woman of her heart, because when I had my heart attack, she brought me into her home and took care of me.
Yeah, I remember that.
And
That was
not
amazing.
very many people do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
I help where and when I can. But I try to not overextend myself.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
Awesome. Do you have any physical issues?
I actually have a heart murmur that I've had my entire life.
So you said, well, that was definitely diagnosed by a medical professional.
Yeah.
Please
And-
under
and
the
I-
importance
I-
of medical
I know
professional.
when it starts getting angry. It doesn't close all the way, so every once in a while the back watches snap. And if I overextend myself physically, emotionally, I'll feel it.
Yeah.
Yeah. When my husband was diagnosed and in the hospital for almost a month, my heart hurt so bad
Mm.
through all of that. And he was starting to worry. He's like, well, what if you have a heart attack? And I'm like, we're at the hospital. It's a good place to be. And
Yo.
if I go down, I'm surrounded by medical professionals.
Medical professional. Seek your medical professional.
So they were watching me too, and I'm like, and I had high blood pressure. It is now under control. I'm on medication, but it's not actually for high blood pressure. It's for my heart to keep it working the way it's supposed to. And my heart is actually literally bigger than it should be, which with the heart muscle, that's not a good thing.
Yeah. But thank you for sharing that. That's really a cool different perspective for me being overactive, and then you consider yourself balanced. It's gonna be good for everybody. Anybody else want to share something?
So, I think as a whole, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, I think as a whole, society looks at us as women and as mothers, and to some extent almost puts us in that overactive role, right?
Yeah.
Because how many times out there are you told that being a good mom means you put your kids in front of yourself constantly. Being a good mom means that, you know, you are giving and giving and giving. And even when you look at like the mom role models on TV, you know, you're looking at people who have given so much of themselves that they're not much beyond that anymore. So I think society as a general rule kind of wants us and pushes us as women more toward that overactive. And I think it does the opposite with men. It pushes them more toward the blocked, and that inability to really express those emotions. And I think that like my own personal experience is overactive. I think most of the women I know are overactive or have been for a long time, because it's very hard to learn where and when to put those boundaries up.
It's forced upon us, like you said.
It's
it's
really
definitely forced upon us,
Yeah.
and condition us in a way that this is what it is, and you lose your identity
Yeah.
from a lot. And of course,
I did.
having mom is gone, or caretaker, or whatever
Yeah.
title you have.
Exactly.
Your many hats is just, it's a lot.
It really is. And you know, I think because of that, probably most of the women who are watching this right now, and most of us who are here, are definitely going to be more toward the overactive.
Yeah, it took me years to figure out that if I don't take care of me and my needs, there isn't going to be any me to take care of anyone else.
Well, and I'm also not going to tell you that it's a bad thing to put your kids in front of yourself.
No, it's
But there's also
you still need to take time for yourself.
Exactly.
You have
In
to.
order to find that balance, it's going to be a little bit harder for us, because we do need to take that extra time for ourselves to bring us back into balance, because that's the role we play, right? That is, and for a lot of us, that's just who we are.
Yeah.
You know, that's just our nature at the most molecular level, right? So I think a lot of us are going to be more toward that overactive. I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing, but there's a difference between momming and then momming someone to death too. So like with everything, there is a balancing act, and it's very hard, especially for moms, to find that balancing act.
Or even not a mom, I'd rather be overactive because I love to make people happy. And if it's just a little thing doing it and I know they put a smile on their face, I'd rather have it that way.
Yeah.
And then it takes away from people talking to me about my cancer and all that stuff. And I avoided it, and I go right back to, but what about you? What are you doing? You know, how you been doing? And that's how I pretty much stay in the overactive.
But okay, so like with your situation, how do you feel about the fact that you're in that overactive, and are you using that as your own coping mechanism to some extent?
Oh, it's been like that. I don't know if that's my own mechanism, or I just always been that way. I always want to put people before me and put them in the sunlight and me like in the back shadows.
So, middle child.
Yep.
Mother was very OCD. Things had to be a certain way.
Yeah.
So, born to be stage crew. It's basically what a middle child is, born to be stage crew.
Yep.
You're in the background doing everything to make everybody else happy, but you don't want the spotlight on you, because usually when that happens, it's because you're in trouble.
But again, how much of that, so when that turns into overactive, for those of us who use that as a coping mechanism, trying to find that balance even within our own coping mechanism, it can be hard.
Extremely.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I guarantee you can walk into a gas station and talk to any lady that works at any gas station, and they're going through the same thing. You know, because even if they come off as that oh no, I'm shut down, I'm this, you know, big bad
I'm tough.
rough and tough. You find that no, they're not always like that, because when it comes to their families, they're gonna be that overactive. That's their, so I mean, I wonder if there is an overactive versus blocked because of that, to some extent, maybe. You know, energies balancing themselves out.
Masculine and feminine,
Yeah.
as with the symbol.
Mm-hmm.
I do have to say that for a long time, I was in the blocked. And that was all before my dad's death. I was an incredibly angry person. And I was incredibly angry, depressed. I mean, you guys knew me then.
Mm-hmm.
I was rather verbally violent and extremely unable to forgive people. I lost a sibling because they just couldn't, come to terms with life in certain ways, and I wasn't able to forgive them, and I was so mad at my dad for a lot of things, and I didn't feel like I could forgive anyone. And now I'm just like, things happened, and there are all kinds of ways to explain and why people do the things they do. It doesn't excuse their actions, but at least you can understand why they did what they did, and understand, okay, this is how we got to this point. Wasn't necessarily the best choice, but at least I know why it happened. And then I was able to just come to terms with it and let it go. And I'm a lot closer to balance than I've ever been.
That's awesome.
Before that, like when I was a kid in high school and younger, I was the people pleaser, like hardcore. Like I did everything I could to be the straight A student and do this, do that. My parents said jump, I said how high. Of course I hit high school, hormones happened, and I was all like, yeah, you can rock. And like hormones hit, and that's where I went blocked, and it was just, for years, it just got more and more blocked because I was fighting against everything that I had been overactive with. So I was like overactive for so long, then puberty hits, hormones smack me in the face, and then I just go straight shot down to the bottom of the blocked barrel, and and then I finally started working on my shit. Okay.
So what are things you have done to actively bring yourself from blocked?
Therapy. I see a talk therapist every month, and a big part of it was coming to terms with the fact that I do have mental illnesses. I battle with depression and anxiety, and I was lucky enough and financially able to get the diagnosis that I needed, seeing a medical professional, and found out that I do have ADHD, which, when undiagnosed for so long as a woman or girl child, it's harder to detect ADHD in young girls especially, and older women, because we're really good at masking and putting others ahead of ourselves and pretending we're okay. So getting that ADHD diagnosis explained a lot of what I've been feeling, and it's not the only cause of the anxiety and depression, but having ADHD is a big factor in it. So going to therapy, being able to discuss, my past and the way my brain works, and getting that diagnosis helped me to understand myself a lot better and how I react to the situations around me. And I realized I can't tell other people how to act, but I can control how I act, how I receive the information, the emotions, and everything like that. I am way more of a logical based person, so when people get overly emotional, or I even get overly emotional, it confuses me and angers me. And then if I'm having a bad brain day and I get ridiculously overly angry about something, it makes me feel sad because I shouldn't be that mad about something like that. So going to therapy, having the ability financially to go to therapy is extremely beneficial. They taught me a lot of coping mechanisms and tools and things like that. Yes, I am medicated, but not everyone needs medication. Seek medical professionals if you feel the need to do so. But yeah, so seeking a medical professional helped a lot. On a side note, I listen to chakra music almost every other day on YouTube. There's plenty of playlists. I like the Celtic version. It's got like Celtic harps and stuff, but it's the same frequencies that we go through in our classes. And it's just a playlist that goes on for a couple of hours, or I'm listening to ADHD focus music. That's what I listen to when I work, and that helps a lot. Good sleep too, getting good sleep, that's important.
Great. Well, thanks for sharing.
I
Is
feel
there-
like I check every single one of those boxes.
On both sides?
Everywhere?
I don't think I'm balanced though. I think it's purely chaotic between the two.
So you fluctuate?
Yeah.
That's what I feel
Yeah,
like.
I don't think it's a balance of I have everything and I'm balanced. No.
The last couple chakras that we went through, I felt like I was more bouncing back and forth. This is the first chakra that I'm like, nope,
Like I'm not
most
the
of it's
unable to
overactive.
forgive isn't too hard for me. Like I don't hold grudges.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of them, I mean, I could definitely see because I'm autistic and ADHD, and I don't know. I know like they like make divides where I see this black and white and this black and white, and it's usually polar opposites. I can see all the parenting stuff here, and I can see being a stay-at-home mom happening on this side because that's what everything. Being a stay-at-home mom as a parent, giving your children all the overactive makes all the blocked happen. Maybe not the unable to empathize part, but at some point you do kind of become that because you're just so, you've given so much of yourself up that you no longer empathize with their little problems and other people's little problems because they have no idea what's going on in your life and they're just, it's just like, really? That's what you want to complain about?
So, do you think that?
But the
maybe-
empathize is more autistic. It's just a lack of empathy in general and not feeling it. Like it's really hard for me to feel the emotions.
Do you think that maybe because you're overactive with your kids so much that you put all of your energy into that, and then the blocked is just a reactionary of not having that energy left?
I think that I gave too much to my kids and to my husband, and then became depressed because I was giving nothing to myself, and then became more isolated and more withdrawn and more critical of myself, and more unable to forgive myself versus unable to forgive others. And then that started affecting my immune system and my blood pressure and my lungs because I was always stressed and I wasn't taking good care of myself.
Totally full circle. You just totally full circle.
And on a side note for medical stuff, again, we're not medical professionals, but statistically, women, especially mothers, are at a higher risk of heart disease and heart failure due to the high stress load, especially women of color. People of color are at much higher risk for heart issues, mainly because the majority of the stress is put on them, but women in general have a higher risk of heart problems because we are trained, I guess is there's a better word for it, but trained to carry the load and just continue until we drop.
Yep. A lot more women than men, I think, die of heart attacks because we think they're like heartburn, or
Yeah,
we're just like, oh shoot, I felt this before.
I mean, also statistically and scientifically, the female body is designed to process pain differently, and we feel less of it. Otherwise, we wouldn't be able to bear children. So chemically and scientifically, pain to us that would be excruciating to most male bodies, the female body it handles it better.
Yeah, it's like it's discomfort instead of pain. It doesn't register as.
Now, not all
Not everybody's
not all
the same.
males are pain tolerance is lower than females and vice versa. But statistically speaking and scientifically speaking, the female body is able to withstand more pain. So we're less likely to think of the heart attacks and medical issues as something serious. So if you feel something and you're not sure what's causing it, seek medical help.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
A lot of the beginning heart attack symptoms are also very common to menopausal symptoms.
Yep.
So, and that's a common age for the heart attacks of young women. So, you write it off as a menopausal symptom. Oh, I'm getting hot. I'm getting stressed. I'm not feeling well because I've hit pre-menopause. I'm hitting menopause. And
Yeah.
I've worked with nurses as a CNA that knew all the symptoms of a heart attack, had treated heart attacks, and would have heart attacks and ignore it because
Hot flash. Need more time.
it was a hot flash.
Yeah, yeah, just need
That's
to
what I did.
where are those smoothies at, man?
Yeah, my spine, because of the scoliosis, it does nasty things to the nerves. Made me think at work one day that I was having a heart attack because I literally got cold sweat, thought I was almost passed out, and my chest, where my heart is, hurt so bad, and I had Ash come get me and take me.
Yeah.
Scared the crap out of me.
Across the river, instead of calling an ambulance, calls her daughter from across the river.
Yep.
To come take her from work to the hospital.
I ain't
The
paying that
ambulance.
ambulance
It was-
bill, are you nuts?
It was a minimum
Like
of
$1,400.
Okay, think about this.
Ambulance.
30-minute minimum drive to get to her.
Yeah.
And then at least another 15 minutes to get her to the hospital.
Yeah.
Versus the bill, man.
For a heart attack.
Yeah.
She could have been dead.
That's
Look,
what
look.
today's world we
And-
live in.
and
I'm not a
And
cheapskate,
it-
but I'm gonna hold off on
I-
calling that ambulance as
I
long as
understand-
possible.
I understand the
She
ambulance.
went away before you got there, and she was just
No,
that's the other half of
they
it.
didn't. The
Stretching.
symptoms did not go away.
No,
Jeez.
they have people at work. Every time people are there, there's always someone on staff that is trained, and there are defibrillators on property.
Wow.
Oh yeah, we just got those in at work.
That's nuts.
We just got those at work too. They just recently put that in at all the branches and trade
I
someone.
worked it all
And
still. I was
and
trained
the,
in
and the
it.
girl that's usually Alina, she was
Stop.
on
Work it off.
David.
But you did
You
touch
are
on
off the
aspirin.
clock right now, just to let you
Yeah,
know
I
for
did
this
take
whole
aspirin.
thing.
Yeah.
You're technically off the clock.
Yeah.
So we're gonna adjust
Sorry,
your
we
time
can't
card.
pay you for this. You're not.
You're not conscious. You're
And we're gonna have to charge you for the electricity used to charge the defibrillator.
Oh God. No, worse yet. Sorry. So you fell asleep while on the clock. You were clearly unconscious.
yeah.
We have a policy against that, so we're gonna have to let you go.
Yeah.
No, they actually, where I work, they're really good about that stuff, because I was actually still a temp at the time,
Yeah.
and I was freaking out about losing my job. And they told me, it's like, no, your health comes first, you have a job to go back to, take that stress right off the table. You're okay. And I did take aspirin, so I was doing everything right, and I was
Right.
Doing the breathing
doing the
exercises.
breathing exercises and trying to calm myself down, even though my body was like, freaking out.
I've had ribs dislocate and like at the sternum.
Oh, that was like,
And
mother.
like I had one time where my muscles were so tight that my rib cage felt like it was imploding, and it just like squeezed the heck out of me, and I was hard to breathe. But I knew it wasn't a heart attack because it was a whole rib cage, and then my ribs popped out. So I don't know how many times I've had it. Until they taught my husband how to do it, it took 2 people to put the rib back in from my sternum because it would pop out at the sternum. And that's from being overactive and doing the yes man thing, carrying big heavy items as a small child that are twice my weight, and destroying the integrity of the joints that hold the ribs at the sternum because I'm lifting heavy things like TVs and giant canvas tents and being the workhorse that really shouldn't be lifting these things as a small child. So paying for that overactive physically.
It was free labor.
It's free labor, but when it destroys your body, it's
And your mom was destroying her body at the same time, so.
yeah. So Life's hard, get a helmet.
Yep.
Yep. Well, perfect. I think this was a pretty good discussion. I'll go ahead and wrap this up, and then what I'll do is I'll put the affirmations on the screen so you guys can have a reference if you want to use one of those. I think that I kind of got some that should resonate in everybody. You can just Google affirmations and things and find different ones. So overall, I want to thank everybody here and online and the people in the future to see our video for joining us for our Chakra Series, part 47. Again, my name is your hostess, Spud. Thank you for completing part 4 for the Heart Chakra in our Chakra Series, and then we'll see you on the next one.